Welcome to the new podcast, Basics and Beyond. Today, in episode 1, you are going to learn a little bit about me, Coach Laura, and we're going to talk about how to create or begin creating the life that you want, the health that you want, the physique that you want. This is going to be our starting point. From this point forward, we are going to talk all things health, wellness, lifestyle. We're going to have guests on the podcast to talk about their experiences, their challenge, their successes. And this is not just a podcast for health enthusiasts and coaches and things. This is about everyone and their journey. Welcome to Basics and Beyond. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Basics and Beyond. I'm Coach Laura. I am so excited to be here. So this is episode 1. This is the introductory episode. If you haven't seen my previous podcasts, I did do some podcasts with my colleague and friend, Coach Kenneth, and he's amazing. He is doing some other things, and I said, I want to do my own. I want to do my own podcast. I still want to bring value to everyone out there who will listen about health, wellness. Honestly, it's really about aging well. And that has been a goal of mine for a super long time. So this is episode 1, just going to give you a little background about what it's going to look like and give you a little history lesson, just a little history lesson today. So Basics and Beyond. Part of the reason, like the big important part of the name of Basics and Beyond, you'll notice is the first word basics, Basix. And the reason there's an X is because I am Generation X. And I thought, what a better way. I mean, really, honestly, there's no better way to honor who I am, what generation I come from, and my age. Because I don't care. People should know. I'm in my 50s. And so it's important, though. And part of the reason it's important to know that and know where we come from and how old, all that kind of stuff, is because where we come from, our history is so important to even our health and wellness. I mean, we talk about it in other aspects, but it is super, super important for our health and wellness to know what we've done, where we've been, and how we've treated ourselves, so that we know where we're at right now and we know what we need to do to move forward, which is the beyond part. So I have been thinking, honest to goodness, I have been thinking about doing this episode for so long. And, just full disclosure, I always want everything to be perfect. I'm one of those people. I want everything to be perfect. And so I just sit and ruminate about it. And I go over it and over it and over it. And I just get that analysis paralysis, right? Like, oh my God, just do it. I don't know if any of you ever feel that way, but I feel that way a lot. And most of the time I just have to turn my brain off and just do whatever it is I'm going to do. Whether it's fantastic, not fantastic, it doesn't really matter. And it's interesting, this concept of perfectionism and analysis by paralysis, and then kind of weaving that into history. The other night, my husband and I were watching the History Channel. We love the History Channel. We love a lot of things, and history is one of them. And on the History Channel was a show called Machines That Built America. I love learning new things. It was about tractors, farm tractors. I right now happen to live in a farming community. I call it a big farming community, but it's a big farming community. So it's not a big community. There's just a lot of farm. Anyway, and so I was like, okay, well, I can learn about how the tractor came about because I have some clients who have farming enterprises. And it's kind of interesting how tractors are now with all the technology. So I thought this will be great. I'll learn about tractors. What I found interesting about the whole episode, and I'm not going to go over it with you, is the concept of inventions and inventing things. And it made me think about what I do and how I work with people as a coach and where most of us are in our health journeys. it really made me think about you, I have to be honest. Because so often we think that, like, think about inventions, right? So let's think about the tractor. Some guy, don't ask me who, I don't know. I know Ford was involved. There were some other people. But anyway, he's like, hey, there's got to be a better way to plow the fields instead of using horses and doing all these things and like being on the farm. And it was very, very hard work, which of course it was very, very hard work before, the Industrial Revolution, and before, technology came to farming communities. And so he's like, there's got to be a better way. And so if we don't actually learn it or think about it too carefully, we just go, oh, look, he had an idea. He went to the shop, bang, 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 put some things together, bang, there we go. There's your first tractor. It's amazing, right? And watching this show, I went, wait a second. That is not how anything happens. That's not how any of this works, right? It really starts with just a grain of an idea of, how could this be better? How could this work better? How could this be easier for me as the inventor? How could this make my life easier? And then you take that first kind of seed of thought and you go and you put that together in that first iteration. And you go, okay, I have this first iteration of this. Let's try it out. And then you try it like they did. And then they went, oh, this doesn't work very well, because they made this giant tractor that was way too heavy to be in the field. So back to the drawing board, not back to square one though, right? Back to what they had before, looked at everything and found some tweaks that they needed to make it better. Take it back out, try it again. Find something that didn't work, bring it back in, look at it again, but not back to square one. Look at it again, make some tweaks, and always refining this thing, in this case, the tractor, that they were creating. Okay. And I went, you know what? That is really the process that we go through when we're trying to get healthier. We sit and we say to ourselves, or something comes to us one day, who knows how this comes to us? But all of a sudden, one day it's like, I think I want to be healthier. And maybe it doesn't even come that way. Maybe it's, oh my God, I'm just so tired. And then, oh my gosh, I'm tired all the time. I wonder if there's a way I can feel better. Or I'm not sleeping well. I wonder what that's about. Or my jeans are too damn tight. And I don't like the muffin top. Or I want to look better naked, or whatever it is, right? I want to grow some fingernails. Why can't I grow fingernails? Whatever it happens to be, right? Something is our impetus. Something says, I want to make a change. And instead of stopping there, we go, okay, how does that happen? How do I make that happen? So what does the inventor do? He has this idea. He kind of sketches out some things, some ideas, some drawings, has some ideas, put everything down on paper, and he goes and tries it. How do we do that with our health? It's a good question. A lot of times we get overwhelmed because what we do is we hit the Google machine, or we hit up our friends, or, oh my God, the best thing, sarcasm, that you can do is look at all the influencers on social media and be like, yes, I'm going to eat a head of cabbage every day and drink apple cider vinegar. That's it. Because that's what the influencers are telling me to do. There's probably someone out there who does say that. I don't even know. But that is not the way that we make that happen. That's not the way that we make it happen. Because then we get overwhelmed. Analysis by paralysis, what I was talking about. There's so many different things that you can try. Where do you start? So the History Channel had this great thing on tractors. And I thought, oh my God, this is how we need to go about our health journey. And then I thought about my own journey. Now, I am in my 5th decade on the planet. And I have experienced a ton of different fitness, health, wellness fads out there, because I was born in the 70s. And the 70s was a time where fitness kind of just started, right? Like, oh my God, I remember Jane Fonda. Oh, some of you don't even know who Jane Fonda is. She's still alive. She's had a lot of face work. She looks amazing, but face work will do that. Jane Fonda's, I used to have her VHS tapes. Those of you who don't know what VHS, go ahead, use Google for that. Find out what a VHS tape is. Anyway, and I used to do aerobics in the living room to the tape, right? Like I got into fitness. Why did I get into fitness? Well, because when I was a kid, that was when processed foods became very, very popular. And my mom was doing the best that she could. And we would get treats and we would get things out of boxes. And oh my God, every once in a while we get pop. It was amazing. But everything switched at that time, right? So it wasn't all these natural homemade types of meals. It was things out of boxes because everybody got really busy. There was a lot going on. And so I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid. And I know some of you out there who know me are like, oh my God, you were not a fat kid. I was a fat kid and I have pictures to prove it. In fact, I'm going to insert one here. So you can see it. So I was overweight. I got made fun of. I swear to God, fourth grade, every day I brought a bag of potato chips for lunch and I ate the whole damn thing at lunch. And that wasn't all I ate. I loved life. I didn't even care, had no concept. Then I picked up fitness. And why did I pick up fitness? Because I got attention because I had lost some weight. I got braces, I got glasses. I was not cute, but I did lose weight. So I continued that fitness journey through the 80s, where everybody said fat is bad for you. So I stopped eating fat. Then everybody said carbs are bad for you. So I stopped eating carbs. And you couldn't have sugar and you couldn't have salt. And everything tasted like crap anyway. So I just stopped eating. Why not? Let's dive right into an eating disorder. So I was anorexic, I was bulimic, I was unhappy, I thought I was happy, I was distracting myself, I was doing all the things. So when I say to people, I know where you're at, I know where you've been, I know how it feels. Honestly, I've tried everything. I ran marathons, I ran half marathons, I've done CrossFit, I've done cycling classes. I've cycled across Minnesota and Wisconsin to Chicago. I have done it all. And honestly, did it work? Maybe at the time it worked. Most people would say it did because I didn't have extra weight on me necessarily. But I'll tell you what, after trying all the things, I learned that the best thing we can do is take ourselves where we're at, look at what we've done in the past, and decide where we want to go, decide how we want to feel. It's like that inventor, right? We bring everything to the table and we go, okay, I want to restart my health journey, or I want to move my health journey in a different direction. Now, these are all the things that have happened. These are all the things I've done. This is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at right now. All the things, good, bad, indifferent, all the things. This is where I'm at right now. Just to get really honest, look in the mirror. This is where I'm at right now in my life. Where are you at right now in your life? Lay it out on the table. If you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with anybody, and no one's going to be honest with you. You have to be honest with yourself. So just like that inventor, if you want to know where you need to go, you have to bring everything you've learned to the table, look at where you're at right now and say, where can I start? Where can I begin? What's going to move me forward? One thing, one day, give it a shot. That's what we have to do. We have to be inventors. We have to be inventors of our own lives. We have to be inventors of our own health. And honestly, if you want to create the life you want, it starts with your health and wellness, because your physical body cannot be disconnected from your brain, from your emotions, from anything. Your brain, your emotions, your psychology, your physiology, and your physical body, your physique, they all work together. So if you want to create the life that you want, you have to start with the vehicle that's going to get you there. And that's you. That's your brain. That's how you think. That's the choices you make. That is the movement that you do. That's the sleep that you get. All those basics, all the basics, sleep, nutrition, recovery, sleep, nutrition, recovery. Oh my God, I list these all the time. And now I'm like running out of them in my brain because I'm so excited about this. Sleep, nutrition, recovery, exercise, movement, all of those things fuel you. The biggest thing, though, is you need to know where you're at. You need to get really honest with yourself, just as the inventors of all the major things have done. You have to start somewhere. You have to begin from the beginning, which is where you are right now today, and say, this is where I'm at. Let me choose one thing that I can do tomorrow to move myself forward. And then, just like all those great inventors, if you're reinventing or inventing your perfect life, and it's not perfect, right? Let's not use that word. Rewind. The life that you want, creating the life that you want, you're going to try it. And then you might have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, that didn't work. Or maybe, okay, that worked. Now I'm going to add something else. And we're always tweaking what we're doing. You start with the basics. You ace the basics, right? Like we had great tractors. I'm just going to go back to tractors. Right? Why not? We had great tractors back in the 90s, in the 2000s. Great tractors. They continue to modify and adjust them to make them better because we learn new things. It's just like, why do we have to have, I don't know, are we on Apple 20 on the 20 iPhone yet? Or is it now, are we at the 15, 16, 17? I don't even know. Why do we need new ones? Because we tweak things and we make them better. And that's what you can do with your health and wellness. And it starts with the day you sit down and you lay it all out for yourself and say, where am I at? What can I do? Pick one thing, start one day. Don't look a year down the road, one day at a time. Be like those inventors. Create the life that you want by starting with what you have and then make a little difference. And I'm going to tell you, that's what I do. I do it every day. I'm in a different spot maybe than you are because we all are. We're all in different spots, but that's what we do every day. We get up, we make a decision, we make a choice, we decide what that day is going to look like. We create our life every single day. So my question for you is, what are you going to wake up and do tomorrow that's going to make that day different? How are you going to start creating the life, the health, the wellness, the physique, the feeling good every day that you want to create for yourself? It's a good question. It's a great place to start. Welcome to episode 1 of Beyond, Basics and Beyond. And that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the basics. We're going to have, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this with you. I'm so excited to talk to you once a week because we're going to bring in lots of different people from lots of different areas of life to talk about what they go through, what they struggle with, what their challenges are, what their successes are, how they get there, and how they create the life that they want to create for themselves, starting with the basics and moving beyond. And before you go, I want to remind you, I do this because I want to be here for you. I want to be here for me. I want to make your life better, and I want to challenge you to change. And I know that together we can change your life. Have a wonderful day. We're going to see you next week. You know how to get a hold of me. And if you don't, check out the comment section because I guarantee you I have my information in there. Like this post, love this post, love this podcast. It's a podcast for Christ's sake. Like it, love it, share it, subscribe it. I'll see you next week.